Okay. Great. Whew. Okay. Happy to see everybody today. And we're going to get started. We're going to spend a little time on some balancing stuff towards the end of the practice today. So we'll spend the beginning half of the practice trying to get really centered and grounded and engage our core and open up the muscles in the standing legs and strengthen the muscles around the joints. So we'll work all through that, and then we'll end with some fun standing balancing poses. So we're going to start laying down on your back. And just take a few moments to settle in and settle down. So you can close the eyes. You can have the feet on the floor with the knees bent, or maybe your legs feel comfortable out straight. Just see how that feels. Begin to breathe a little bit deeper than you normally do. Relaxing the muscles around the eyes. Relaxing the jaw. And relaxing through the neck and throat and shoulders. Feel the rise and fall of the chest and belly as you breathe with ease. So balance is a very tricky concept. It's hard when you practice balancing poses, whether they're on the side of the body on the floor like a side plank, or an arm balance, or standing on the feet. There's so many different factors involved. And the same way that finding balance throughout the day is also really hard. Spending enough time with people that need you, spending enough time for yourself. It's all a balancing act. So just thinking about today as we move through some physical balance poses, think about how you do find balance in your life. I know a lot of people that are working from home now are realizing it's maybe a little bit easier to find some balance, that you can take a walk during your lunch break, you can take a run before you start work, you can make a healthy lunch because you're home. So just thinking about the different ways that you can create a little bit more balance in your life. So from here, let's just draw the knees into the chest, stretch out the low back, and then we'll rock left to right a little bit, massaging the low back. Make circles with the knees in one direction then the other. And then we'll just move with breath a little bit. As you inhale, we're going to reach the feet up towards the ceiling. Arms are going to reach up and back. And let's just pause here for a breath or two. Feeling what you feel in the shoulders, feel the backs of the legs. Take a nice full deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let's hug the knees into the chest. We'll take 3 more just like that. Inhale, arms reach, legs lift. Exhale, hug the knees in. 2 more times. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. Exhale, hug the knees in. Last time, just like that. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. just going to get the left foot to come down to the floor. Right foot reaches up towards the ceiling. Just start with a little hamstring stretch here. Relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears. You can point and flex your right foot. Notice what you feel in the back of the leg. Feeling your thigh moving away from the hip so that you're getting some length here. You can let the left leg go straight along the floor. And then just pause. And breathe. Letting the back of the right leg release. So when we're standing on this leg, this is kind of the same pose that we're in. A little bit of a soft knee, standing on the bottom of the foot, lengthening through the leg. So it's a stretching pose when we're standing on the leg, but it's also a lot of strength. So take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, we're just going to hug the right knee into the chest. We're going to draw the right knee over to the right. And then we're just going to reach for the outside of your right foot for a one-legged happy baby. So you can have the ankle if you can't reach the foot. Start with the foot down, and then you're just going to start to lift the foot up towards the ceiling. But the right knee is bent. Your right foot is flexed. You're opening up the left hip flexor here. And just take a moment to breathe. Again, opening up the muscles around that hip joint. Nice, full, deep, easy breaths. And then we're just going to take the right foot. You're going to pass it over into your left hand. And just take your right hand on your right knee. And then just gently cradle that right leg left to right a little bit. Just getting some nice movement into the hip joint. Not going too far and too deep with the right foot. Don't worry, you're not trying to bring the right foot to the left shoulder. You're just using your left hand to sway left to right, getting some nice movement in the hip joint. The muscles around the hip. And then let's release that right leg. Let it go straight along the floor. Reach the arms up overhead. Just a full body stretch here. You can flex the feet. You can point the feet. Reaching the arms back. We'll take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, we're just going to bend the left knee so the left foot comes onto the floor. Take a deep breath in, and then we're going to hug the left knee into the chest. We'll reach for the back of the left thigh, and just reach the left foot up towards the ceiling. A nice flexed foot, pointing and flexing. Visualize that you're standing on that left foot on the ceiling, getting nice length all along the back of the leg, supporting the muscles in the low back, thinking about the back of the knee, the back of the leg, the hamstring, the muscles around the hip. Allow the blood to flow down the leg. Relax through the shoulders. You can get any movement into the left foot that you'd like, moving the foot and ankle. Continue to breathe with ease as you take a nice full deep breath in, as you gently push the left thigh a little bit more forward. And then as you exhale, let's hug the left knee into the chest. We'll take the left knee wide out to the left. You'll take your left hand either on the ankle or the outside of the foot, and then gently and slowly start to lift the foot. So you're lifting the foot so it's facing the ceiling, but the left knee is bent down towards the side of your torso. If you can't reach the foot, no worries. Just hold on to the shin or ankle. You can even hold on underneath the knee. But we're just getting open in that hip joint. Pausing here to breathe. Maybe lowering the left knee down a little bit more. Maybe feeling the left toes move towards the back of the room a little bit. Pause here and breathe. Take a nice full deep breath in. And then we're just going to pass your left foot over to your right hand. You can support the left knee with your left hand or the thigh, wherever you want to hold. And then just a gentle sway left to right. So just feeling the whole leg moving from the thigh bone into the hip joint, kind of massaging the hip from the inside out. Low back is completely supported. Going deeper would be bringing your right foot closer to your right shoulder, but you don't want to twerk the knee at all. So just pausing here to breathe. A little bit of movement. Take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, let that left leg go straight. Arms reach up overhead. Point and flex the feet. Relax the shoulders. Few nice deep breaths. And then on your next exhale, we'll just bend both knees one at a time so the feet come onto the floor. Take a full breath in as you lift your feet up towards the ceiling. And then exhale one breath out as you hug the knees into the chest. Okay, so from here, wide knees. You're going to take your elbows and either bring them on the inside of your knees. You can bring your palms together for a moment. You're going to press in with the knees and out with the elbows. And just pause here. You'll feel your core engage. You'll feel your low back pressing down. And you'll feel your inner thighs and outer hips working. Mine are actually shaking. So just pause here. Shoulders are down, palms pressing together, elbows pushing away, knees pushing in, belly in, back down, and then let's release. Just hug the knees in. Okay, this time, wide knees. You're either going to bring your elbows to the knees or maybe a little bit higher. So maybe like your upper arms are at your knees. You can let your big toes touch. Palms are going to face the ceiling with flexed hands as if you're pushing into the ceiling. Dry your belly in. Feel your knees pushing against your arms and push the upper arms down into the knees. So very active here. It doesn't look like we're doing much. Looks like we're just kind of hanging out. But really push the knees into the backs of the arms. Push the arms into the knees. You'll feel your belly and low back press down. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, release. Let the feet come down to the floor. Palms come down to the floor. Feet are going to go about hip width apart. Let's open up the arms so they're shoulder height. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, drop the legs over to the right and pause. So you're on the pinky side of your right foot, the big toe and arch side of your left foot. We're going to turn your head over your left shoulder. Gently push the left knee in and down as you keep your left shoulder down. Feel your left knee moving away from the left hip. Breathing deeply into the belly, opening up through the rib cage and the low back. Let's use our next inhale to bring the legs back to center. Face faces the center. Then the legs will drop over to the left. Turn your head over to the right. So this can be super passive. Your legs are just kind of hanging out, arms are relaxed, or really push that right knee away from your right hip. It'll move. Pushing it, lengthening through the top of the leg, opening up through the hip and low back, and then stay leaning down with the right shoulder. The right side of the rib cage reaches down. Breathe deeply into the belly. On your next inhale, bring the legs back to center. And then just a few sways left to right. So you can just let the legs go left to right. Feel what you feel in the back, the tops of the legs and the hips. The chest is staying facing the ceiling, rib cage staying centered. This is just from the middle of the back down. We'll take one more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let's hug the knees into the chest. And then we're going to make our way up onto hands and knees. So you can rock up to sit, or you can roll to one side and press yourself up to sit. If you have a blanket handy, you can put it underneath your knees for a little extra support. We're going to use a blanket later. So if you can grab one, I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the practice, you can get one. So we're gonna have the knees hip width apart, hands underneath the shoulders, and then let's just take a few breaths here. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. As you exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck and round. One more time, just like that. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. And exhale, tuck and round. Good, we're gonna come back to neutral spine here. The left foot is going to go straight back. Both hips pointed down, belly drawing in. So the belly is in and up. Right hand reaches towards the front of the room, left leg lifts. Starting to find a little bit of balance here. So you can rock front to back a little. Just changing your center, challenging your balance. See how that feels. Right thumb is up, back foot is flexed. Just finding a little bit of balance here. Strength, stability, and focus. Take one more deep breath in. As you exhale, right hand comes down to the floor. Left foot finds the floor behind you. We're going to pivot the right foot to the right. Roll to the arch of the left foot. The left hand is going to reach up towards the ceiling. So from here, playing around with a little balance again, we're going to lift the left leg. We'll lift the left arm towards the front of the room. So just play around here. Maybe lean back to where's your foot and then reach forward with the left fingertips. So just kind of rocking back and forth on the right knee, changing up where your center of balance is, your center of gravity. Experimenting, feeling different muscles maybe in that right hip, trying to find that balance. You can come back to center, building some strength. Left hand reaches up towards the ceiling, full breath in. And then as you exhale, let's come on down. Child's pose. Your knees can be together or wide. Forehead drops, arms reach way out in front. You can keep your arms active with the palms down and forearms lifted, or let everything just rest. We'll take a few breaths here, lengthening through the spine. Child's pose is not comfortable on the knees, you can always come into a different pose where you're either in downward dog or more of a puppy pose. We're going to take a deep breath in and then a full breath out. Let's come back up onto hands and knees. Maybe the knees go wider or narrower so that they're parallel, depending on how you have them in your child's pose. Let's take a deep breath in again, drop the belly, lift the chin, just getting a little bit of movement in the spine. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck and round. Moving through the neck and shoulders. One more time, drop the belly, lift the chin, and exhale, tuck and round. Coming back to neutral, the right foot is going to go back, toes are down. Left hand is reaching towards the front of the room. Right leg lifts. Belly draws in. Relax the shoulders. So we're strengthening. We're balancing. Maybe shift your weight forward. Notice your core might really engage more. Shift back a little. So just little tiny movements here. Just challenges the body in the pose. Doesn't have to be big movements, just little. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, left hand comes down, right toes find the floor behind you, left foot pivots to the left. Roll to the arch of your right foot. Press the right foot flat into the ceiling, into the floor, not into the ceiling. Right hand reaches up towards the ceiling. And then we can lift the right leg. We can reach the right hand towards the front of the mat. And then you can reach back as if you want to step on the floor, the wall behind you. You can reach for something that's in front of your mat. So just noticing little movements here. Lengthening, strengthening, balance. Find your focus. Keep your breath flowing with ease. We'll take one more deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, slowly make your way down. Child's pose. You can take maybe the hands behind you this time. Tops of the hands resting by your feet. And just take a few really nice deep breaths here. Relaxing through the shoulders. Lengthening spine. Breathing deeply into the belly. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back onto hands and knees. Knees are going to be parallel. And we're going to come down onto forearms. So a lot of balancing, yes, is core. But it's also what's going on in the mind. So we're going to keep the mind really focused here. We're going to bring the hands into prayer pose, but then open up the palms So just the fingertips are together. So you have like a nice space in between the palms. And we're going to take the right foot back and then the left foot back. So really engaging the core here. Shoulders relax away from the ears. You are always welcome to drop the knees and the tops of the feet down on the floor. Press the feet and knees and shins down as you pull the belly up. Otherwise, try to keep the shoulders away from the ears, the space between your shoulder blades open. Hips aren't sagging down, so there's no strain in your low back here. Keep the hips lifted, the belly's drawing in a lot. Push through your heels, so you're lengthening through the backs of the legs. Feel the belly in and up, nice and strong. Find that focus. Come down anytime you need to. Neck is neutral, face looking down at the mat. You got this. Keep focused and balanced and breathing. Take one more deep breath in, and then as you exhale, we're going to completely lower down to the floor on your belly. If you have a blanket that was under your knees, you can roll it up a little bit and place it under your hips if you need a little support on your low back. So here, we're just going to make a pillow with your hands underneath your forehead. Bend the knees and windshield wiper the legs left to right. So the pillow the cushion underneath your hips just brings the arch out of your low back. Some people are fine with the arch, others need a little extra support. So feel free to use that blanket. Tops of the feet are coming down by your sides. Hands are going to come by your sides. So the hands are on the floor right next to your chest. Pull your shoulders back. As your shoulders and elbows are reaching back, creep your hands forward so that your forearms and your elbows are on the floor. But then pull them back a little bit, or keep them down. Face is parallel to the mat. Lengthen the back of your neck. Pull your head forward so that you can feel your spine lengthen. And then as you inhale, lift, but not too high. So you're lifting the chest off the mat, you're lifting the head, but the palms and the forearms are staying down. Exhale, lower. These muscles are really important to support your spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Just move with the breath. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Really engage the shoulder blades, pull them together. Exhale, lower. This is really good for posture to help make the muscles in the back strong. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 3 more, just like this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Really slow and controlled. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. And then exhale as you lower. Hands come underneath the forehead. Bend the knees, relax the belly, and windshield wiper the legs left to right. Just take an extra moment here to relax the muscles in the back. tops of the feet are gonna come down. Hands are gonna come by your chest. We'll push up and back into a child's pose. So knees are on the floor, wide or narrow, big toes touch, head can drop down, you can rest on your hands or stack fists. Again, if child's pose is not okay on the knees, you can come into a downward dog or a puppy pose. Okay, we're gonna come back to the knees for a second. I know this is a gentle class, and most gentle classes don't involve arm balances, but sometimes I think they're fun, and why not, right? Why not? So, you don't have to come into a full arm balance. I'm just gonna show it to you because we've been working on those muscles and that feeling already on the back. So, not to scare you, but we're gonna use a blanket as a crash mat. You're gonna put that in front of you, just in case you fall forward on your face, but you're not going to. So, hands and knees, you're gonna come up onto your feet. So you're gonna step your feet down and come into a squat. So in your squat, your heels do not need to be down on the floor. I'm on just the tops of my feet. My knees are bent. So, just like we did when we were laying down on our backs, we had our elbows on the inside of our legs, palms come together, squeeze your inner thighs in towards your elbows, push your elbows out, pull your belly in. Okay, that's level 1. Level 2, hands are gonna come down to the floor. Just like we did, you're gonna find your knees at your upper arms, kind of at your elbows. You're gonna play around with just swaying forward as you lift your hips and swaying back. That's all. Notice where I'm looking. I'm not looking down, I'm looking forward. Shift the hips up and forward and back. One more time like that. Think about your knees and your arms pressing into each other. Forward and back. And then option 3, only if you want to try, you can shift your weight forward, looking forward. Belly is in, just like we were on our backs, but then maybe your feet lift off the floor and your big toes touch. They don't have to. And then whenever you're ready, feet come down, straighten the legs with a soft bend in the knees and hang in your forward bend. So hopefully you're smiling because that was fun. Breathe deeply. Sway left to right, release the back, soft legs. We'll take the hands, walking up the legs, and slowly make your way up to stand. I'm just going to adjust my camera so that my head is not chopped off, cut off from the video. Okay. So I don't think you can see my feet, but that's okay. You know what to do. Okay, so just coming to stand. Let's just take 3 really nice breaths here. Inhale, arms reach out and up. And exhale, arms reach out and down. Again, inhale, arms reach out and up. Exhale, arms reach out and down. One more, just like that. Arms reach out and up. And exhale, arms reach out and down. Okay. So a little bit of a balancing activity here. Just to practice, something you can work on we're going to take all of our awareness inside. So rather than picking a spot to focus on, we're going to try to bring it all in. That's where you're going to find your center, where you're going to find your focus. I didn't mean activity, I meant exercise. Okay, so we're going to start with the right foot grounded down. Your left toes are going to come out in front of you. They're on the floor. Hands can be doing whatever they want. Doesn't matter. They can be out to the side. They can be at the heart center, wherever you want them to be. Close your eyes. Wiggle your right toes. Try not to use your toes to grip. Soften your right knee. Something to focus on. Either the bottom of the foot, maybe with the eyes closed, you can visualize the tip of the nose. Try to find something inside to focus on as you play around with lifting the left foot. Eyes are closed. Play around with your balance. Maybe you can even lift that left knee up to the hip height. Play around. Soft bend in your standing leg, not gripping your toes. And then when you're ready, let's let that left foot come down. Shake out the standing leg. So and when you're standing on your foot to balance, try to use the four corners of your foot. So it's the ball mound of the big toe, ball mound of the pinky toe, and the two outsides right at your heel. So try not to use your toes. They're just there for decoration. Okay, left foot grounds down. Lift the toes, wiggle them around a little bit. Right foot comes out in front. Toes are down on the floor to start. Close your eyes. Find something to focus on. Gently play around with lifting that right knee, the right foot. Soft bend in your standing leg. Use the muscles around the joints, not just the bones in the legs, to stand still. Moving around is okay. Try to lift your standing leg's toes. One side might be harder than the other. Play around with it. Try not to sink down into that left hip. Lift up and out. Not easy. And then let's shake out the legs. Okay. So now the eyes are going to be open. We're going to add a little bit of movement to that, but the eyes are open. So I'm going to stand sideways. We're going to start grounding down with your right foot. I have a blank wall in front of me. I keep meaning to put something there. Try to pick something in front of you to look at that you can focus on. So it could be a spot on the floor. It can be the light switch in front of you. Anything in front of you that you can focus on. Hands at the heart center. Lift your right toes. Spread them and then let them easily come down. Soft bend in the right knee. We're going to lift the left knee. Pause there. Inhale. Arms reach up. Belly draws in. Exhale. Left foot goes back. Hands reach back. Inhale. Lengthen through the spine. Relax the shoulders. Lift that left knee. Exhale. Engage your core as you press back with that left foot, focusing your gaze. Inhale again. Lift the knee. Arms reach up. Relax your right toes. Exhale. Reach back. We are really burning out that right leg, using muscles around the joint. We're also helping to rebuild bone density in that standing leg. We're going to do 2 more of these. Exhale, send back. Keep your gaze focused. Hopefully the mind is focusing on the breath. 1 more time, lift. That right leg is fatigued. Send it back. Chest hovering parallel to the floor. Come back to center. Left knee is lifted. Wiggle your right toes. Oh, and then lower down. Woo, shake out that right foot. Point and flex, circles with the ankle. That's a lot of work. Balancing's a lot of work. A lot of muscles, joints, bones. Focus. Okay, switching sides. Left foot's grounding down. We're going to lift the left toes, spread them apart from each other, lower them down gently. Soft bend the left knee. Lift the right knee. Lift the hands. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, reach back. Take the right foot back, hands reach back. Let the breath out, belly in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Don't worry if you're falling in and out of the pose. That's okay. We're just working through it. We're just going to do 2 more, just like this. Relax your left toes if you can. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach back. Really blow that breath out as you draw the belly in. Last time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, even if you're wobbling, send it back. Whew, this is not pretty. Inhale, come back to center. Right knee is lifted, belly's drawn in. And then lower the right foot down, shake out the left. Okay, from here, we're gonna make our way back down onto your back. So take your time, take a sip of water if needed. Oh, let me adjust my camera. So just laying down on the back, hugging the knees into the chest. Swaying left to right. Just rocking left to right. Massage out the back. Let's lift the feet and lift the hands. Just pause here. Spent a lot of time putting some pressure on the feet, even pressure on the hands today with our arm balance and our standing balancing poses. So let's take a few moments here just to let the blood to flow down the arms and legs. Increasing the circulation here, blood flow. Eyes are closed. Breathing is deep. Let's take one more full deep breath in here. And then when you exhale, let the feet just float down to the floor. Arms will come down by your sides. We're going to draw the feet in towards your seat. Palms are going to stay down. We're going to just lift 3 times, and then on the 4th time we're going to hold. So we're just going to inhale, lift the hips. Palms are down for support. Really feel your knees stretch stretching away from your hips. Exhale, gently lower. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, gently lower. You don't have to come up too high. One more time like that. Inhale, lift the hips. And exhale, lower. This time we're going to inhale, lift, pause, and stay. Drawing your chest towards your chin. So this is activating a chin lock, which helps stimulate your thyroid gland, which regulates the hormones in the body if you haven't had your thyroid gland removed. So pausing here, letting your fingertips reach. You can shimmy your shoulder blades down. Fingertips are reaching more towards the mat end where your feet are. Lift the hips a little bit more, lengthen through the neck and shoulders, and then let's exhale, lower. Take the hands up towards the ceiling, reach the left hand up, reach the right hand up, and then bring the hands down. Pause for a moment. We're going to do that again. We're going to inhale, lift, and pause. You're going to reach your left hand forward, so you're kind of lifting up the left shoulder, reach it forward, and then bring it down, like your left shoulder blade's moving towards the middle. Right hand, reach it down, so you're kind of reaching towards by your heels. Shoulder blades are coming a little more together, hips are lengthened. And then exhale, lower the hips down, lift the hands towards the ceiling. You'll notice your shoulder blades are together. Lift your left hand up, releasing that shoulder blade. Lift your right hand up, releasing that shoulder blade. Inhale, arms reach behind you, hips lift. And then exhale, arms come down, hips come down. Draw the knees into the chest a lot. Lift your low back and then lower it. Knees go wide. Reaching for your ankles or your feet, come into happy baby pose, holding on to both feet this time. Press the tailbone forward and down. Let the feet go wide, let the knees draw down, shoulders relaxed. You can sway a little left to right here. Releasing any last bit of tension in the hips, in the shoulders, in the low back. Take a deep, full breath in. As you exhale, release, let the feet come down to the floor. Feet are parallel or a little wider. It's up to you. Arms reach away from each other. And then we're just going to windshield wiper the legs left to right. Using your inner knee and inner thigh to stretch out the low back. Stretch out the hip flexor. And we're increasing the blood flow to the hips. And then whenever you're ready, we'll find Shavasana. Final relaxation pose. You can fold up that blanket and place it underneath your knees. You can just let the legs go straight. Arms can be out wide by your sides. Close the eyes. Let the breath just return to normal. Soft muscles in the face. Relaxed jaw. Soften through the neck and throat. gentle rise and fall of your chest and belly as you breathe. Feeling open around the hips and low back. And just relax the arms and hands, legs and feet. And just simply breathe in and breathe out. Taking these last few moments of your practice to let your practice settle. And just think about your day ahead, creating balance, spending time for yourself, spending time with the people you live with, spending some time outdoors, eating healthy foods, just finding some balance. When you're ready, slowly begin to bring small movements back into the body. Fingers and toes, hands and feet. You can take your time to slowly transition out of Shavasana. And we'll all meet together, seated. So sitting at the end of the practice is always so much easier than when you try to sit at the beginning of the practice, I feel. Spine is lengthened, shoulders are drawn down, neck is long, crown of the head is reaching up, hips and tailbone grounding down. Let's bring the palms together in front of your heart center to honor your practice and honor each other. Namaste.